You have a day off during the work week. Your wife has the day off too. No, babe, I'm glad we get to spend more time together. Okay, but like, genuinely, you should be. If you're marrying someone, if you're spending the rest of your life with them, it should be someone that you do in fact enjoy spending time with. Shouldn't feel like a chore to spend your time off with your partner. Just saying. Special thank you to my YouTube members and patrons for supporting the channel and supporting my content. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another subreddit video. Today we are once again returning to r/AreTheStraightsOK. And I don't think it's really a spoiler alert anymore for me to say this, but they're not. They're really not. They haven't been in any of these videos. Also, reminder that I will be live on Thursday, as I always am every single Thursday. This video is coming out on a Thursday, so that will be today as of watching this. I'll be live in 2 hours because I stream every Thursday at 7 PM UK time, which is 2 hours after this video comes out, so go check out my Twitch. Let's take a look at the subreddit, shall we? First crush alert! And they say that gay people are the ones pushing agendas onto children. Like, seriously, if you see two children interact, right? Two children, toddlers in fact, look at each other and immediately go, oh, they must be in love. Stay away from children. If you can't look at two toddlers interacting without immediately thinking about the fact that they might have romantic interests, you are the one with the problems. Just saying. I am a patriarch. I believe that men and women are not equal. I believe in the superiority of the male over the female. I believe in male authority. For me, it's holy and ordained. I believe that women, no matter their age or status, should be under masculine frame/authority. If she's young and unmarried, she should be under her father. If she's married, she should be under her husband. If she's old and widowed, she should be under her grown male children. The feminine is chaos. I believe women can hardly lead themselves, let alone lead others. Now, neglecting the fact that this is a really ancient patriarchal view that has no right being in the modern world, it's just plain false. And there's also so many flaws with it. I mean, for starters, if she's old and widowed, she should be under her grown male children. What if she just never had male kids? Plenty of people have had like upwards of 4 or 5, some even more than that, children, and only had female children. So who's she under if all of her children are women, you know? Not only that, the ending where they say they believe that women can hardly lead themselves, let alone others. Do we need to point out some of the massive empires and queens that were ruling kingdoms that women were in charge of, right? I mean, you look at Queen Victoria, okay, and the British Empire that she reigned over is one of the biggest empires of all time, like ever. You look at Queen Elizabeth I and the reign that she had during the Tudor period. Even Queen Elizabeth II was a pretty influential person. There are other very big famous female leaders throughout the world. I mean, Cleopatra is another pretty big example of someone that led a pretty big kingdom. It's just a really dumb view. It's outdated, but it doesn't actually hold any water when you look at some of the incredible influential women throughout history. Only get married if you hate sex and fun. Or, right, hear me out, you marry someone who enjoys having sex with you and enjoys having fun in the same ways that you do. Whoa, right? I think I've just solved it. If you do that, you have a partner who wants to have sex with you, and you have a partner that enjoys the same things you do, meaning you can both have fun. Whoa! Isn't that insane? Isn't that crazy? Wow, I've just solved all of the straights' problems. I mean, it's not a hard concept. I thought of that right on the spot. So how generations of people haven't come up with this yet, I really don't know. Wife is wife, no matter who the hell you are. Shut up! Okay, sorry. There's layers to this. The biggest issue in looking at this post is obviously the idea that domestic abuse, a wife yelling at her husband to shut up, is a normalized thing, when we shouldn't be normalizing anybody yelling at the other person to shut up. We shouldn't be normalizing partners yelling at each other at all. That's it. That's all I've really got to say on that one. A wife is wife no matter who the hell you are. Well, I'm glad I have a boyfriend.
Had a fight with the wife last night. She ended up on her knees.
What a man.
You're the boss.
Come out, you coward!
Once again, normalizing domestic abuse among partners. Also, the implication that the wife would have had to apologize by giving a blowjob. All around, that's just a gross perspective to have. Oh, you're such a man. You had a fight and it resulted in your wife giving you a blowjob. But also the idea that the wife is abusive and that that's a normal thing and that isn't a thing that should cause the end of a relationship and that he is remaining with his wife and he's just covering it up, which all in all, I mean, that's a real thing that happens, you know, especially among men. Women get abused at higher rates than men, but I think men are a lot more likely to hide the abuse out of fear of being emasculated, you know? There's the whole aspect of men are treated completely different on subjects of domestic abuse to how women are. And this actually perfectly captivates that point. That thing is broken. It has stopped sucking.
It must have gotten married. Ain't that the truth?
Why is that great British memes? Why is this meme specifically British? What is specifically British about this meme? As a British person, I'm pretty sure fellatio as a concept, pretty universal. Pretty much every country in the world has approached this as a subject. But once again, if the person you're marrying isn't interested in doing sexual things with you and you're not feeling sexually fulfilled in your relationship, that's not the right person to marry. It's just not. It's a two-way street. Both of you should feel fulfilled in this. If neither of you are, not the right person to marry. Editor's note, that isn't to say that this is just a deal breaker and you break up. It's something you talk to your partner about. If you aren't feeling fulfilled about something and you don't tell your partner about it, they're not going to know that that's an issue. They might not be doing something simply because you haven't talked to them about the fact that you want it to be done more. And this goes both ways. If there's something they want you to do more, you also do it because you fulfill each other. And that's how you get a healthy relationship where you're both fulfilling each other. You talk to them about it. But that step of communication needs to be there. You don't just passive aggressively make comments about it until you break up. You've got to make it known that this is something that you want to happen more. And if your partner's willing, great. And if your partner isn't willing, then you have to start looking into, is this an issue in the relationship?
Fun fact you might not be aware of. Valentine's Day was invented by a woman that didn't get what she wanted for Christmas.
Well, actually, what we really know about Valentine's Day is that it's a capitalist scheme constructed to make money and profit off of the near universal feeling among humans that is romance, excluding aromantic people, obviously, love you guys, based around a Saint Valentine's Day of whom very little history actually agrees, and there were like 12 saints and a pope that identified by that name or have been called that throughout history, making it a pointless celebration that nobody really knows why exists, and in the modern day only serves as a way for corporations to keep making more and more money on various disposable items every single year, inflating the amount of waste, the amount of single-use products, and the damage that we do to our own economies and to the world. However, me and Leo bought each other snack baskets, so I guess it's all okay. Me yelling through the front door, "Thanks for the delivery, just leave the groceries on the doorstep." Wife, let me in the fucking house. See, I would have thought this one would be funny. Like, if you get rid of the implication that is the, like, trying to get rid of the wife and the wife unhappy about it, this is just a funny joke that a couple could make. Like, I would find it funny if I did this to Leo, and I think Leo would find it funny without the weird, like, implications underneath of like, oh, I'm trying to get rid of my wife. I don't know. It was almost a funny, like, partner joke, but it's not quite. Raising my husband is exhausting. I don't like that. You shouldn't be raising your husband. Your husband should be a fully grown adult. You should both come to agreements in how to act, you know, how to share responsibilities, chores, etc. But no one should be raising the other person. You should both be in a mature state pre-marriage, and you should both be prepared for the responsibilities of marriage. And in fact, marriage shouldn't really change much about your life at all. Like, all it is a contract at the end of the day. You should already be living with your partner in the way that you would if you're married, with shared responsibilities, both of you happy. If marriage has suddenly changed how either of you acts, you're doing marriage wrong.
My wife took up gardening. I wonder what she's going to plan.
Isn't it funny that domestic abuse is a normal thing? Isn't that hilarious? We just find domestic abuse absolutely just, chest-bouncingly funny. Every time I think about domestic abuse, I just start laughing, you know? And the final post. You pick dinner. Burger. No. Tacos. No. Subs. No.
Then what do you want?
It's up to you.
Welcome to marriage.
Okay, so obviously the implication here is that this is a marriage thing. Oh, wives can't agree. Am I right? But firstly, I don't think this is exclusive to gender. I mean, there would be plenty of times where someone suggests food and I'm not feeling that food, but I also don't know what to choose. And I'm not a woman, in case you hadn't realized. But like, everybody does this, don't they? They want the other person to choose a meal, but don't feel the suggestions that person wants. But eventually they'll find something that you guys can agree on. Like, just because you don't know what you want doesn't mean you're suddenly the bad guy for not wanting something. It's a really weird one. And it goes for every gender. It's not just a woman thing. It's not just a man thing. It's not just a non-binary thing. Everybody can be indecisive about food. So it's weird that it's like, oh, welcome to marriage. Your wife won't want to agree to food. Ooh, it's just odd. And that's where I'm going to end the video, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed. If you want to support me in making more content like this, then I have a Patreon in the description down below. Or equally, you can click that join button on the channel to support me. It helps a lot more than you might realize, but by no means should you feel like you have to. I'm going to keep making content regardless. Special thank you to all of the YouTube members and patrons that do support me. All of your names are on screen. Every single one of you is an amazing person, and I love you all. Thank you all so much for the contributions. It means a lot and it helps a lot. So thank you genuinely. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.